Okay, it's June 15, 2026, and where is my son and what condition is he in? For the purposes of compensating him for the injuries you caused, when you gave him a bong full of turpentine and told him it was weed, and every injury you've caused after that, no wheelchair, bed sores, right? Giving him drugs so it makes him weak and he can't even walk, and beating him up, pulling his shoulder out of joint. What all did you do to him? How many injuries have you caused him? For the purpose of compensating him for that, which you will do, you can do it by choice. The guys will do it for you. And it'll cost you double. You have my word, I promise. When you go through the court processes, you're about to find out the hard way. You shouldn't have messed with us. You should have left him alone. I told you to get him home in April of 2025. And about 100 times after that, and you got 24 hours to get him home by Christmas. He better not spend Christmas alone in a hospital. It's his birthday. You better get him home for his birthday. Okay, well, you pay for it when you don't do what we tell you to do. You don't know who we are. Who are we? What's my boss's name? What's his name? Give me one name. We have a whole team of us. How many of it are on the team? When you say something and it's on Facebook, how many other people heard you say it? Just like I did. Who actually has the recordings? The actual whole recording. Because we put excerpts out. We don't put the whole conversation out. Very rarely do we put the whole conversation out. We don't put who it is. There's a lot of things we want you to correct. There's a lot of things we want you to say, I said that. How'd she know I said that? Okay, we want you to confirm the information. Okay, we want you to fill in the blanks. Because once you say, I didn't say this, I said this. Or I said this and I also said this. Then, well, confirmed it. Thank you. So anyways, how many people have that? Keith and George, Charles and Dave. Gordy. How many people have it? Who all has it? Jordan and Ben. How many people have it? Who has it? Who all has it? You tell us. You know everything. You tell us. Okay, when Mr. Perry tells you guys anything, don't be a buffoon ass and just take his word for it. Make him prove it. Because this man is Huntington's disease and it causes paranoia. It causes deep delusion. It causes hallucinations. He sees things that are not there. Literally sees things that aren't there. They're not there. He thinks they are there. It causes psychosis. It causes impaired cognitive reasoning. For him, 2 and 2 is not 4. It's banana or apple or some purple is purple. You can't reason with somebody who's mentally ill. You can't do it. It's not possible. We've tried. It's stupid to keep trying. To reason with a man who is nuts. Batshit crazy. Nuts. Okay, so after he has murdered my son, he was at least a part of the conspiracy, right? One guy probably handed my son the bong, but there was a bunch of you that then kept me from him, and you kept doing things to try to kill him, right? If I'm there, you're not gonna mess with him. He even told people, I'm not sure, but I think if my mom was here, first of all, she could help me get better. Second of all, I think she would keep you away, so you couldn't come in here and try to murder me again. Are you giving him diazepam to make him weak so he can't walk? You're giving me some. How many times did David Robertson break into my apartment against my will? If I'm not personally letting you in, you do not need to be in my apartment or my house or my motel or anywhere I am. Who's the one that keeps saying we need to get her in a hotel? I need to get her in a hotel. Who's the one that keeps saying that? We hear it all the time. Who else heard it? Who else has it? Has it been put in court yet? You know everything, you tell us. What court? Okay, so who says that? We need to get her in a hotel. When did where I live, how's that your business, sir? I don't know you. So when did where I live become your business? So David comes in, we keep hearing, they're talking about, they get in your apartment, David put rat poison in David and Gordy put rat poison in your salad dressing again. So now you got to throw it out and go buy something you already have. So we're going to take that out of their, they'll pay for it with intel. All this money they've spent for a cover-up they never got for 15 years got us intel. Their money bought us truth. Their buy-a-lie money didn't buy a lie, it bought truth. Tony's money, All your investors' money, all your money, Mr. Betancourt's money, never has bought a cover-up. Your crime's never been caught this much in your lives. We hear it all the time, George and Keith, how glad people are. Finally, somebody's doing something about it. And the great disappointment in you two. That's not my problem. Never been my problem. We've been hearing it for a long time. This is the first you've heard of it. So, good luck with that. I mean, we don't care. We don't care. We fucking don't care. So, look at this. This is what I heard all day long from Charles Perry, who's contacting me against my will and invading my privacy to do it. We're married. We're a couple. I'm hurt. We're married. Hey, babe. We're a couple. Is it Ian telling on me? Is Beverly telling on me? I don't know either one of those two people. I don't want to help you, and I don't know how many different ways I need to say I'm not told how information is obtained. I don't want to help you. So here's what Mr. Perry does. A couple of days ago, I watched a movie. The movie is about Morocco. He is a peeping Tom. He's a creepy peeper. He's doing that against my will as well. So he's cloned my phone so he can see everything I do on my phone, and he's watching me in the privacy of my home against my will. I call it rape. He thinks it's a love life. I think it's rape. He's doing it against my will. I've sent them a bill for $3,000 a day, then I upped it to $5,000 a day because he's using my body for his little make-believe love life and for his entertainment. And they sell me. They got a dark website where they sell watch time of women in the privacy of their homes. A lot of women don't know this. They don't know they're being watched in the privacy of their home by a bunch of, sex perverts. It's against the law to do that. It's called sexual exploitation. It's a very serious crime. I call it rape. You call it whatever you want, but they're not doing it to you. You don't get to put a label on it, George and Keith. I do. They're doing it to me. They owe me $5,000 a day for doing that to me. So I'm watching a movie about Morocco, and I'm thinking to myself, I want to see how much of that movie was true to life and how much was bullshit. It's just for entertainment purposes. In a movie, but a movie they embellish on things and they add stuff that's not true and they make crap up. So, but sometimes it's pretty true to life, and I want to see which one of those it is. So I Google Morocco. Now guess what Charles does? It's a secret hint. Morocco's helping her. Somebody in Morocco. No, don't have a damn thing to do with Morocco. Nothing at all. But that's how bizarre this guy is. So if he tells you something, make him prove it. Make Charles Perry prove with authenticated evidence that he's telling you the truth. Because if you take his word for it, you look like a buffoon, stupid. I'm sorry, but you do. Because you're taking the word of a delusional whack job who is batshit crazy, diagnosed, certified by his doctor. The police surveillance found out what his doctor said. See, David Robertson and Charles Perry go around and they think in their delusion land, their little make-believe that they live in, they think they're doctors and lawyers, and they're not. If you throw that contract in my son's face again, David, you're going to have some problems you're not going to be able to fix, and you're not going to like what we do to you. You're not going to like it. It'll be legal, but you won't like it. Do it one more time, I dare you. Is that what we told you to do if you wanted a name of my boss? See, when we go silent, that means we're getting information in that we don't want you to have. So we don't have anything to say. It doesn't mean I'm fired. It doesn't mean I changed my mind. And you guys, people joke and laugh about you behind your back. This was like in 2021. We were listening to some people talk, and the guy goes, "Did you guys talk to Charles and David today? Charles Perry and David Robertson?" "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, what'd they say?" And he goes, "Oh, you know how it is with those two. It's always anything but what it really is." Wasted my time again today having to listen to those two clowns talk about their make-believe, the little pretend world they live in. I have better things to do. I can't wait till this is over and I don't have to do that anymore. So everybody loves you too for your little delusion land you live in, and shoving that down everybody's throat till they're gagging on it. And that's why we can get names and you can't. It's that simple. We can get names of your people and you don't know who we are. Do you? It's called undercover. George and Keith, you heard of it? Undercover? Have you ever tried that? Undercover? Didn't one of you guys come into my club and tell me she can sting up pretty damn well? I tested her, and I threw out a couple of things that we didn't talk about before just to see if she could keep up, and she did. Didn't even flinch. Is that true? Was that Keith or George, or was that somebody else? I mean, I heard I was a target of a lot of let's see if I can beat her at a sting up type deals. I don't know. You tell us. Okay, look at the date on that. July 9, 2014. She's talking about 2012 accusations of Mr. Perry stalking me. I've not been in the same room as Charles Perry since January 2013, when I was like, that's it, we're done. I'm not gonna talk to you anymore. I'm sick and tired of everything you're doing. You fucking weirdo. Stay away from me. Finish my taxes and then fuck off. Just like that. Fuck off. I left town in November 2014 to get away from Charles Perry. Here's the thing, Mr. Perry. I don't go for guys who peep. I don't go for ghetto. I don't go for guys who try to murder my kid or keep me from my family or run off all my friends and family or ruin all things good and get nosy buddy and interfere with this and interfere with that and ruin this and ruin that. And the one part of my life you can't get to ruin is ruining you. Whether you get that or not, it's not my problem. It's never been my problem. And I don't give a shit whether you get it or not. I really don't. The more delusional you are, while that gets on our nerves in some ways, it's been very, very, very beneficial for us and others. Because while you're running around pretending, we're getting information from right up under your nose. And then you guys run around going, how'd she find out about that? How'd she know about that? How'd she know to do that? Well, while you were pretending, we got what was real. We got information that was real from right up under your nose. And we did not need your help to get it, did we? Creepy Chucky. I don't go out with creepy guys. Never gonna happen. I'm not into your type. You're not my kind. I do not do creepy guy. In a million years, a gun to my head, I would not do creepy guy. You know what I'll do? Kick the fuck out of you. You get anywhere near me. If the guys don't shoot you first, you get anywhere near me, I will kick the fuck out of you. For what you're doing to me and my son. Especially from what you're doing to my son. I will kick the fuck out of you. Okay, there's no romance there. Okay, your delusion is off the rails, crazy, batshit, embarrassing, and why in the fuck aren't you embarrassed? And then he's telling us, well, married couples fight. Well, we're not a married couple. I rejected you and I left. You're a stalker. You being rejected. We're not in a romance. Looney Tune. You want to make a buffoon of yourself. Who am I to stop you? Do it. Because the more you do that, the more busy we get with intel. We told you to stop. You just didn't. So you make all these whack job phone calls and everybody's like, oh my God. The fuck is what is wrong with him? Okay, so I leave Lubbock and go to Dallas in November 2014. I'm sorry, 2013. So at the end of that year, when I'm like, fuck off, bitch, and I haven't seen him since. I don't want to see him. If he gets anywhere near me, I'll kick the fuck out of him. I don't go where he is. He comes where I am. I moved twice not to have any fight, no more contact. I don't want to hear one more time how you feel and what you want and what you need. Shove it up your ass, bitch. Why don't you grow up? Act like a man. Act like a fucking man. How does Jackie feel about what you do with your time? What about your kids? Do they care? What are they hurt that you run around embarrassing them? Do you give a shit what your kids, your wife, and your children feel about you running around chasing a woman who doesn't like you and embarrassing them in the process? Sir, you tried to murder my son. You think we're friends? If you get anywhere near me, I'll kick the fuck out of you for that. It's the least I can do. You cry about getting called retarded. Like some little girl. Little sissy. What are you going to do if you try to come near me and I kick the fuck out of you? For the shit you put us through. and especially what you've done to my son, and throwing that contract up in his face. If you get my prosecutor tells us he is an attorney, David, and you're not. That contract isn't worth the shit. It's not worth the paper it's written on. And he needs to stop throwing that in Dennis's face, or I'm going to throw some stuff at him he's not going to like when we go to court. He better cut it out. Because that contract was obtained during the commission of a crime of stalking. He's stalking Cynthia, and he's stalking her kid. All that time. She said, leave us alone. I moved twice. I left the Dallas area because here comes Charles, going where I'm going. Interfering and butting in where nobody invited him. Calling all my neighbors. Every one of my neighbors knew you. They said they had a meeting with you. Okay, so I go to Oklahoma to be with my family. Surely Dennis and I will be safe with family. Only I wasn't, was I? So there he comes to Oklahoma, where I am. And he introduces himself to all my family behind my back and had them lie to me about it. They'd all take my son with a murderer and lie to me about it. Okay, so the one part of my life you can't get to ruin, how do I know you did all that? Well, you're under investigation. And that's who the one part of my life is you cannot get to ruin, but he is ruining you. So just because we go silent, for you to sit there and bullshit yourselves, oh, she changed her mind, oh, maybe they fired her, maybe we finally bought the right people. I mean, I don't care what lie you tell yourself. You want to make a buffoon of yourself, knock yourself out. Who am I to stop you? Who am I to stop you? There's your shovel, go dig. Dig your hole, nice and deep. Because he's fixing to bury you in it. And you asked for that. Alternatively, you could have left us alone. And mind your own fucking business. And go be a gentleman. Go be a gentleman and a person with some dignity and class and self-respect, and treat your wife, Jacqueline, and your kids with some respect. Because not only are you disrespecting me and my boss when you ignore the law, and you violate me, and you violate my rights, and you violate Dennis, and you'll violate his rights, and the rest of my family too, some of them, then what about your family? You've abandoned your family. Jordan Berry and Ben Campbell, your client abandoned his family to chase a skirt who doesn't even like him. So where's the dignity in that? I don't do broke. I don't do broke. I don't know how many times I gotta tell you, I do not do a broke guy. Okay? I don't do it. I don't do peeping Tom. I would never want somebody who's a peeping Tom. That's a turnoff. I would never want somebody who murders my child or badmouths me everywhere. We hear all about that too, because the guys have to go behind you and clean that up. Okay, we're done with you. We're done. Fat lady's singing, okay? The curtain's about to be curtain call and you're gone, and we don't have to deal with this anymore. There's no damn way I'll help you. There's no damn way. So whatever bullshit you sit there and daydream because you saw something, me watching a TV show or Google something, and you're not supposed to know about any of that, and you want to make something out of it that it's not, and hallucinate, go ahead, make a complete fool of yourself. Make all your phone calls. We think it's Morocco. No, I just happened to watch a movie that was about Morocco, and I wanted to see how much of it was true to life, and how much they made up for the movie, and so I Googled it. Oh, it's a secret hint. No, I won't help you. Gun to my head, I will not help you. I haven't in 15 years. No one has. Nobody has helped you in 15 years. George and Keith, nobody has helped them in 15 years. Why are you? Why are you helping them? A lot of disappointment expressed over what you two have done to cover up what they've done. And a lot of people thank God finally somebody's doing something about this. It's about damn time. About fucking time. Thank God. Who are we, George and Keith? Who are we? Not Morocco. Charles imagined. Okay, so this was in 2014, and she's talking about things that happened in 2012 in Lubbock. Okay, no woman should have to say leave me alone more than once. And no man with any dignity or any respect or any class would require that. Mr. Perry, I would never want a man who has no class and no dignity or no self-respect and is not professional. And it goes into court and lies about me all the time and badmouths me. I want a man who defends my honor. Okay, not this, I'll make it up to her later. If you have to make it, somebody said that. If he's saying, I'll make it up to her later, then he knows what he's doing is wrong. So why do it to begin with? Okay, what problem are you solving acting the way you're acting? We're not seeing you solving any problems. We see you've made a lot more for yourself than you seem to know. Make him prove what he's saying and quit taking his word for it because you look like a buffoon. If you just go, oh, okay, look into it. Make him prove it. Or shut up. Make him shut up. Listen, Charles, prove it with authenticated evidence or shut the fuck up and get out of my office. Get out of my face. I don't have time for this. Who has time for that? Okay, so, I mean, if you... Look at this. Forged my signature on a marriage license. What's the date on that? I think that was when David and I were still talking. Well, I didn't talk to David after he did this false arrest thing. Not talk to him face to face or texted him. So that would have had to have been before January 29, 2016. This one has the date on it, January 4, 2016. See? Him arranging a false arrest or murdering me isn't going to vindicate him and prove he's not stalking me. It's going to prove he is. It's going to be another I told you so. I told you so. We did say. We told everybody. So you confirmed my intel. Thank you. Okay. I mean, what planet do people live on? This was my bond conditions when he did the false arrest. After we had already talked about it in that January 4th text. I was false arrested on January 29th. Okay, of the same year, 2016. There's no political vendetta. I guess now Mr. Perry changed it to a climate control. I don't give a shit about climate control. I fucking don't care about any of that. Listen, do you hear how angry I get when I'm mad about something? If I'm mad about something, you're gonna hear about it. You're gonna hear specifically what I'm mad about. You're gonna know exactly how mad I am, because I rant like a motherfucker when I'm pissed. I mean, I rant like a motherfucker. So if I'm mad about something, you're gonna know it. You're going to know why I'm mad. You're going to know what the subject matter is I'm pissed off about. And you're going to know exactly how mad I am. So there would have been a text or an email or something somewhere that said, here's the issue. I'm pissed off at little nobody, podunk, nothing, peon. I just crawled out from my rock and got elected. Just, I'm the new guy. I can't. Listen, it takes thousands of people to make a law. Dumb. Don't you know how to do your job? As a legislator, don't you know your legislative duties? Does Matt, does Josh, none of you guys know how to tell somebody's legislative duties versus crime, which is stalking? You admitted to stalking and you agreed to stop. And that's why, otherwise, why would Charles Perry, he's supposedly the victim of a false police report in retaliation for his job as a senator? Bullshit. You know why they dismissed the charges and there's no court? Because they kept saying, let's go to trial. I want a trial, let's go to trial. Oh, we can't let her testify. Please, will everybody find a way to make her where she can't testify. We can't have her on the stand testifying. We can't let that happen. Which one else says that all the time? We can't let her have no money. What kind of men steal from women and children? How does that make you tough? I don't, you're not my type. You're not even close. I'll kick the fuck out of you if you get anywhere near me, though. Okay? Then we'll see who's a man. Okay? Who's tough. Okay, I bet you cry like a bitch. I bet you, if you tried to come over to me face to face, and you tried to attack me or something, and I kicked the fuck out of you, I bet you'd be on the floor crying like a little bitch and whining and pissing yourself all over the place. Because that's how bullies are. Bullies like you. Who beat up women and children and steal money from women and children and think that makes you tough. That's your type. That's how you guys are. All of you. We're about to find out when you go to prison. You'll really see how tough, huh? So, I mean, I don't go where you are. You'd have to come where I am. And I'm not going to wait to see if you have... I mean, since you're always trying to murder me, sneaking in and sneak around in the dark, and the guy's like, you throw the fucking salad dressing out. He put rat poison in it again. Now you got to go buy something you already have again. So he took your steak, and now he's trying to give you, here's your canned food. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. I gave to you. Now I'm going to try to take that too. Why don't you like me? Why don't you like me? I made you broke. Why don't you like me? Oh my God. The fuck? Who the fuck says stuff like Charles Perry says stuff like that, believe it or not, with a straight face even. You hurt my feelings. Well, did I? You tried to murder my kid. I really don't give a fuck about your feelings. Why did you come to my, why did you apologize and give him his money and leave him alone? How about that? Because murder's not really, it's kind of unpleasant, see, to the rest of us. And so, grown-ass men beating up a kid in a hospital is kind of weak, and pathetic, and pussy, and sissy. And so, we have the right to form an opinion, and if you don't like that, why don't you act right so we can form a different opinion? We also have the right to state our opinion. So if I think you're a retarded man, I have the right to say it is my opinion that you're a retarded man. Okay? That's my opinion. I have the right to form an opinion and state my opinion. If you don't like that, act right so I can form a different opinion. Alright? I think you're a killer. I think you're a serial killer. I think you're a rapist and a sex offender. And I have information, intel and shit that led me to that conclusion. I think you're a cop killer and a baby killer too, by the way. I think you killed Lucky Miller. I think there's when I say you, I mean there's a conspiracy. There's more than one person involved. And Charles Perry is one of the many people involved. Either in the act, in the planning of the act, or in the accessory after the fact, or I helped cover it up after I found out they did that. I mean, there's murder. And there's also depraved indifference to people who know my son's in danger, and they help keep him in danger. Your call, when he dies, it's likely going to be to one of the injuries he has, no matter when it happens, that they caused. So you're going to jail for depraved indifference. It's murder in the third. I don't care who you think you are. I don't care what bullshit story you tell yourself. It doesn't matter what bullshit story David and Charles tell you. We decide, not them. We get the help, not them. I found out because I have help. They're under investigation. Nobody will tell them who, how, what, when. It's none of their business. They're the offenders. They don't get to know that. When they had to go to court, they can challenge all that shit in court like everybody else. Okay. So you got a senator who thinks or imagined or pretends he's a victim of a false police report that is linked somehow to a political vendetta. There's no romance. But then goes around and tells everybody we're married. Is it personal or is it political? Dum-dum. Josh Person, Matt Powell, are you unable to identify his legislative duties because stalking was alleged way back in 2011, and you know that. Everyone has seen my Facebook messages telling people I may have to move. He's stalking me, and he's threatening to ruin my business. 2011. 2015, I tried to get a protective order for stalking. So you knew. So on what planet is stalking what a guy needs to do to pass laws in Texas? And how can some podunk nobody from pee on nothing, pass a law by himself? Yeah. So I lived in Lubbock for 3 years, Josh Person. Unfortunately, you didn't get to meet me, nor did Mr. Powell. And that's unfortunate for you. Because had you met me, you would have known Charles was bullshitting you when he said, oh, it's a political vendetta and a false police report, unless you were part of it, unless you planned all that with him. You tell us. Right? Okay. So, I'm telling people, and well before he's threatening me with false arrest. See? Oh, that's the next one, actually. This is dated October 29th, Josh, 2015. He's threatening me with false arrest. Me and Dennis. Okay, Judge McNamara, we didn't say whether she was told about it or said yes or no to this. All we're saying is Charles expressed intent to arrange a false arrest. To basically kidnap me back to Lubbock. See? That's what it says. So, we knew before Josh and Matt. Are you unable to identify somebody's legislative duties or what state they legislated? Because Mr. Perry doesn't legislate in Oklahoma. Never did, never has, never will. Okay? Where's he domiciled now? Wherever I am? Okay, and then we have this back in... God, You gotta, to be a cop, you gotta take a test. How'd you pass the fucking test? How did you do it? It took 6 times to pass the panel for Josh Person to become approved as a Texas Ranger. His brother wants him 6. So what concerns did they have that it took him 6 times to overcome? And did they finally pass him just because brother's on the Texas Rangers? I mean, I don't know. I have questions about that. I have questions about sanity and the decisions made as it pertains to Mr. Perry and his criminal activity. The people helping me do as well, because they hear all the time, we're so glad somebody's finally doing something about this. We're deeply disappointed in some law enforcement that should have and could have and didn't. Because there's people dying because they didn't. And y'all need to hurry up. Y'all need to hurry up and put them in jail so there's no more murder. No more murder, no more rape, no more broke women because they made them broke. I made you broke. Why don't you like me? Well, I don't do broke. I don't do ghetto. Well, I made you broke. Call me. No, I'm not going to call you. I'm going to call the people helping me. It'd be worse if it weren't for them. The one part of my life you can't get to the run is ruining you. Dum-dum. Okay, look at this. Date. So, everybody complains, I can't get to her driver's license. No, it's glued to my body pretty much. Because we had in 2023, y'all wanted to take it. Steal it. Like you did my social security card and my birth certificate out of my storage unit in Manford on the night of Lucky Miller's funeral procession. His procession as they led him through town there. And they had like a ceremony thing for him. Because you knew all the cops would be busy that night. And they were. And you got away with it for now. Although, you can just order a new one. You just call Social Security and go get a new one. You go down to the Social Security office and get another Social Security card. You just order a new birth certificate. It's not that hard. You act like I should be devastated. I was pissed. It's an inconvenience. You didn't have the right to steal anything from me. But you act like I'm supposed to go, oh, no, I'll have to call them. No, I'm not a teenager you just dug out of a ditch. Not even close. So, you forget who it is you're dealing with, huh? I have help too, by the way. Okay, so we already knew. You want to give us another I told you so, I did say. I told you so, I did say. We told everybody that's what they were doing. I told you guys, blah, 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 blah. See? I said it, Josh, and well before. Look, Josh, well before, Josh. See? We already knew. How do you suppose I got this information, Josh? They got this to me in jail. See? Right up under your nose, and it wasn't up to you. Whoever says she can't go back to Roswell because you called Roswell PD and badmouthed me all the time to them. We know all about that. Who do you think told us? I mean, you think a lot of things, whack jobs. We thought that was funny as hell. First of all, I have no plans to go to Roswell. None. Zero plans to go to Roswell. But it's funny that you think you decide where I live. Was this up to you when we got this? Was it up to you when I got all that information? Was this up to you when I got that? No. Nothing's up to you. Nothing at all. Okay, except that I told you to pay my son for the injuries you caused him. So when you run around talking about his quality of life, who caused the quality of life to be diminished? You did. And you did it on purpose. And we have a lot of recordings about that. Who has him? Who else hurt him? Who else hurt him? You know everything you tell me. Keith, George, who else hurt him? All the conversations about my son. And the contract they shove in his face that's not even valid. It's not worth the paper it's written on. David, you're not an attorney, man. And you're not a doctor. You aren't either, Gordy. You aren't either, Charles. So stop playing doctor and practicing medicine without a license. And drugging people and poisoning people. Were you guys trying to roofie me this weekend? We heard you were. We heard you were trying to roofie me. So I just I'm not going to go do what they wanted me to do. How about we do that? How about we're not going to, maybe we don't want them to know we heard that conversation or that we have that. And everybody else that hears the same conversation, gets these same things I get. We all heard it. We all heard it. Who is we? Who is we all? You know everything you tell us, hotshot. You think you're some kind of hotshot doing this stuff to women? kidnapping, hostage holding, bullshitting people, gaslighting. You know what gaslighting is, David? You're full of hot air, you're full of gas. So here's what I do when they do that to me. My mind, I check out. I'm done. I'm out of here. So I might be sitting there physically, but my mind is wandering off and thinking about this and thinking about that and anything but what they're doing, what they're saying to me, because I don't really want to hear it. It's hot air. It's just hot air. And I'm just dismissive. I'm just not going to dignify that with a response. I'm thinking about this thing over here. And that's what I'm doing. I'm solving some other crime in my head. George and Keith. Okay, so you ought to be able to identify legislative duties of a senator. Charles, okay, so I'm in Lubbock, and for 3 years I lived there before I meet Charles Perry, and he crawls out from his rock. Little snake with slithers out from his rock. I've met people. I'm working as the campaign activities director. It's a volunteer position with the Lubbock area Republican women. So I helped a lot of people with their campaigns. So I'm getting to know a lot of people from that, right? I had to organize. Saturday, we're going to go block walking, and we're going to block walk for this candidate and this candidate and this candidate, and because we could hand out the same, everybody bring me a flyer, and then we could hand 4 or 5 flyers out to the same dude. I'm knocking on his front door, right? So we did this all the time, and I did that for 3 years. So I knew a lot of these guys who are elected, running for office, who are elected because I helped them get elected, and here comes Charles crawling out from his rock, and I already know people. And during all that, I had met Jason Moore. I'd met people in Governor Perry's office. I'd met, some people with some clout in Texas. So he's new guy. He's the new fucking guy. He doesn't know diddly shit. What do I need him for? I already know people. He needs me to introduce him to the people I know. Okay, it's like if you move into a neighborhood and you're the new person in the neighborhood and you act like, the people that live there all this time just moved there and you've been there a while. It's the same thing. You're the new person in the neighborhood. You don't tell me, I don't need you. Because if the neighbors are having a thing, we're going to talk to each other who've been here a while. We don't need you. You're the new guy. You need to be invited, sir. You don't just barge in. So I don't need you. Okay, that's one thing. The second thing is, like I said, if I'm pissed off about something, you can't change anything you won't talk about. So where's the email and where's the text of the issue that I was mad about? I don't give a fuck about climate change. So whoever pulled that out of your ass, put it back. There's no email, there's no text, there's no conversation about climate change. I really don't give a shit. That's not on my list of things that matter to me. Okay? It's never has been, never will be. I don't give a shit. Okay, the other thing is, this thing with the windmills and stuff, I don't even really have an opinion on it. Gosh, I think the birds don't like them. Other than that, I really don't have much to say about it. I feel like I don't know enough about it to have a opinion because I don't care about it. It's not a thing I care about. Okay, so did that answer your question about, can we say it's climate change? Probably not, because there's not going to be an email or a text about it anywhere because I didn't give a shit about it. That's not an issue that mattered to me. I don't care. I really don't care. I think Dennis was more into the environment stuff because he was did college in L.A., but it was after he went to college in L.A. that all of a sudden no, I think he had some interest in it in high school. I think he wrote a paper or something. But me and Dennis were not on the same page on politics at all. He's way more liberal than me. Okay, but while we're in Lubbock, he's just a kid. He didn't care about anything about politics. He's 10 years old. This kid grew up in a Republican everything. I was also a member of the Republican Women's Club in Henderson, and we knew a lot of elected officials also in Henderson from that. So, he would go to those events sometime, like the Christmas party or whatever. Other than that, he just didn't give a shit. Dennis's big thing was, when am I going to get done with my homework so I can go play video games or go outside and play, street hockey with the neighbors. They didn't care about politics, except, once in a while they all had to get dressed up and cleaned up and wash behind their ears and everything. So we had to go to an event. Otherwise, they just flat didn't care. Okay, so they're kids. They're little kids. They don't care. Okay, so we knew, a lot of elected officials because I helped them get elected. And the other thing is that in a district like Lubbock is one of the smallest districts in the whole state, and it's 86% Republican. So you're going to replace Charles with another guy who thinks just like Charles, right? Jordan Berry, aren't you the expert, hotshot political guy? Can't you explain that to your client? Because he doesn't know. He thinks he lives in a big old district that matters. He does not. He lives in a very, very small district that doesn't matter, and part of that is because it's 86% Republican, and you're not going to flip that. The only way you could flip that is if you move some big company in from California and bring all their liberal voting employees with them, and then you might be able to make that district purple. But as of right now, what you're going to do if you get rid of Charles is get another Charles. At least on the politics, without the crime, though, hopefully. Every bit, you got to be pro-life, you got to be pro-protection of marriage, you got to be very, very conservative fiscally, you got to be pro-gun rights, or you don't get elected in Lubbock. That's all there is to it. It doesn't matter what your name is, it doesn't matter, and nothing else matters. Pro-life, pro-gun rights, pro-protection of marriage being between a man and a woman, and very fiscally conservative, or you don't get elected in that town. So, what difference does that district make? It's not volatile. It's just a little tiny, itty-bitty district, very low in population, low voter count, very small, 86% Republican, can't be flipped. So, what difference does that district make to me in Oklahoma? Or anywhere? It's not going to turn Texas purple or blue. And you're going to get one guy and replace him with the same guy, politically. So why go through all the trouble of making up a stalker story in 2011, only telling a few close friends, most of whom did not even live in Texas, otherwise keeping my mouth shut, moving, then moving again, and then say something to the press or to more people? Why do that? Why endure all the misery and watch my kid suffer over a political vendetta that it doesn't make sense because it didn't happen. Charles Perry imagines and daydreams everything. A political vendetta, it's not real to me. There's no evidence of a political vendetta because there was not one. There's no text about anything political that I was pissed off at him about. I didn't live in his district. I lived in John Frullo's district. I was long gone from Lubbock by the time he became senator, and I just didn't give a shit about it anymore. Everybody's conservative, 86%. They're all the same. So, Jordan Berry, what in the fuck planet do you live on, where you been, Campbell, that you think your client is worth that, a political vendetta? You like to daydream too? What about you, Josh Person? Can you not, stalking is not what a guy needs to do to pass laws in Texas, nor is human trafficking, nor is cloning or hacking or peeping, or RICO Act violations. Sicko. Okay, so we got, or stealing my driver's license, or trying to poison me all the time, hooking up with Oklahoma Mafia. Okay, so we don't think Matt Powell's involved in a lot of that. I don't think he is. I think he finds out stuff, and I think he just tries to cover it up. But I don't think he gets involved in the planning of the stuff that you mafia people are. You're not real mafia. If it was real mafia, I better stop, because there's a lot of things that the real mafia would handle much differently. Okay, than you guys do. Okay, so in this, he's supposedly the victim, but it says Charles Perry shall have no further contact, directly or indirectly, in any form. So what this amounts to is he admitted he was stalking and agreed to stop. Because what they did is come to me and say, he wants you to lie. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Tell him I said, fuck you. I just lost my house. My kid has to explain to everybody at school why his mom's in jail. Fuck you. No way. And not going to happen. And one of the corrections officers said to me, are you going to finally get to go home? And I said, well, they want me to, and she goes, lie? She actually finished my sentence for me. So it was common knowledge. Everybody knew what they were doing. They weren't fooling anybody. They want to lie? Yeah, and I won't, so I might be here a while. I think they're trying to make me sit here until I do. Because I have a right to a speedy trial, and actually my attorney should have had this dismissed like that. They obstructed justice is what they did, and they destroyed my evidence is what they did. And they broke the law is what they did. And guess who knows that, Charles? My prosecutors. The guys investigating you that gave me the information in the McNamara email that we had long before you did it. You did what this email says you were planning to do. Yeah, you're fucked. You don't know what my guys are going to do to you. But you don't have any idea. The one part of my life you can't get to ruin is ruining you. And you're too dumb to know it. You're too engulfed and engorged in daydream loopy-loo land. So embarrassing. Okay, so I wouldn't lie. I was like, yeah, I'm not lying for him. Tell him to take his lies and shove it up his ass. Fuck that. And I walked out. I'm done. Nope. Not going to happen. They kept asking, I finally said, listen. And then they'd get a shrink to try, well, maybe we can get a shrink to evaluate her and see if she's crazy. Well, that didn't work out for them either. So, in fact, the shrink that I saw actually in Oklahoma said, I think he was trying to hurt you. I'm hurt. No one cares. No one asked you. Get out of my fucking phone. You know who matters? Me and Dennis. Because we moved twice to get away from you. You're coming where we are and causing the kind of catastrophic, profound loss you'll never get over. Especially Dennis. He's a 25-year-old kid. He'll be 26 tomorrow. And once again, he's got to sit in a hospital by himself because of you. He's hurt. He matters. I'm broke. I'm sick of being broken. I'm sick of not being with my kid. So your hurt doesn't matter because you pursued what you have done to me. You pursued, you planned, you premeditated, causing me injury. I matter and you don't. Because we moved not to have a fight with you and not to have any more contact with you. And I didn't want to hear one more time what you think and what you feel and what you need and what you wanted. Going around, well, we're married. We're just fighting. All married couples fight. God, we're not married. I rejected you and I left. Fuck off. You fucking whack job. Delusional Looney Tune wackadoo. You know, why aren't you embarrassed at the stuff you say? Everybody else is. This is you promised to leave me alone. So leave me the fuck alone. Leave everybody the fuck alone. Okay, so, I mean, I'm telling these people he's threatening to put me in jail. And then he did. I told you so. I did say. We told everybody that's what he said he was going to do. He threatened it and threatened it and threatened it. He still threatens it. Every day, he threatens false arrest, kidnapping, to take me hostage, to murder me, to murder my son, my kids, to kidnap my granddaughter, to put me in a hospital, to tow my car. What car? I got so threatened with the car thing that I sold my car. So you're threatening to tow someone else's car if I'm borrowing someone's car? What about if I hitch a ride? You gonna tow their car then? Just because it's me? Pull over. We're gonna have a targeted pull over. Call me. Why don't you like me? I ruined you. Why don't you like me? Call me. Wow. That he literally does that all day long. We're a couple. Call me. No, I don't believe I will. I believe I will not. I believe I have help. They gave me this email here. All these emails. Most likely I'll call them, not you. Or be in touch with them somehow. There's a lot of ways we communicate that are unconventional. It's really none of your business, is it? You can also talk to police on the phone. So, thing is, you're the offender. You don't get to know that. You watch me in my house, you know exactly how we talk. Many, many times. Okay, so they got this to me in jail. This is another way we talk. Okay, so now, please understand, this is not about Fabian anymore. It really never was, but that he was a part of it. He is not now. Okay, this was in 2016. Things have changed. Okay, I adjust to change. So, I mean, you have him doing things for you, And that is a betrayal for me. So I no longer have any interest in Fabian. But I have other people in my life that help me and that got this puzzle to me, and they mean the world to me, and that's the one part of my life you can't get to ruin that is ruining you. And I'm very appreciative of these people who helped me. Okay? Very appreciative. We're very, very close. We have a very tight bond. Very tight bond. You've not been able to break it, right? Now, when you guys call around and you're looking to buy them and buy a lie, and let's try to pay them $10 million and get her fired, get them to back off. You know what my guys are saying? We don't steal money from women and children. That money you want to use to buy it, that's her money, and that's Dennis's money. Pay them. You owe them. In fact, we've got a forensic accountant tallying that amount up for a criminal case. You owe them. We don't. The reason, you know why we get names, Mr. Betancourt? We don't steal from women and children. And you're not getting our names, are you? Out of anybody. Because you do. And that's just life. You guys clearly have such a really hard time adjusting to your new normal. Because you've had a new normal since 2016. Remember I said, it's different this time. You're going to see things you've not seen before. We're making history. We're going to get information before, not after. While you're still planning it. Okay? Different, same. You're going to get caught when you do it to me. And I already had this, and I already had this. And you didn't know it was different. I was not kidding. Gosh, that's not my problem, is it? How is that my problem? The things you don't know. It's not my problem. Yep, throw that contract that's... Okay, you procured my son's signature while he's a teenager during the commission of a crime. I wasn't there. So tell me about that contract you keep throwing in his face, David, tough guy, who beats up kids in the hospital and thinks that makes you tough. Tell me to my face. Why don't you quit hiding in the dark and putting poison in my salad dressing or whatever, coffee or whatever, and just be a man. Face me like a man. Okay, you'll have to stand 500 feet away from me while you yell whatever it is you want to say, whatever threat it is today, whatever threat you want to threaten me with today, because the guys might shoot in your head, and if they don't, I'll kick the fuck out of you. I know you think I'm a girl and I can't kick the fuck out of you. Believe me, I can kick the fuck out of you. I can kick the fuck out of you. Oh, also, I guess there's been some questions about my weight. The heaviest I've ever been, which was when I got out of college, I think was 145. When I went to college in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, at Jimmy Swaggart's Bible College for 1 year, I was there when he had his little big mistake, his huge, I was sitting in the church service while he apologized to the whole world for seeing a prostitute or whatever he did. And I was like literally sitting in there with CNN news people right behind me. So that's how long ago that was. And I got heavy at college, and I was away from home. I could eat whatever the fuck I wanted, and we had the Krispy Kremes. When college, you want to stay up all night and study, blah blah blah, and we had people always in our dorm or whatever, so everybody's coming in with food, and I had so I put on weight. So the heaviest I ever was then, and I weighed like 145, I think. And then, but before school was out, I'd even kind of started dropping weight, and I had started kind of changing my eating habits because I was like, I can't be this fat. I cannot be this fat. So I took the weight off, and started taking it off even before I got home. But after I got home, I mean, I really started working out a lot. I was running a lot up in the mountains. My family, we all lived in terrace in the mountains. So I'd be running up a mountain and down a mountain. I'd be doing aerobics, jazzercise, and all that shit. And my parents ran the Teen Challenge of New Mexico, so I'd go down to the Teen Challenge Center and help the girls. We would do an hour of aerobics, so I took it off and kept it off. And then I put on a little bit more. After I stopped dancing, I think I gained about, 20 pounds. So I weighed 115. So I put on about maybe 20 pounds. Still not 200 pounds. It's still, That's the heaviest I was. I still wasn't as heavy as I was in college. The heaviest I was in college, and that was about 145. But even when I stopped dancing, I did put some weight on, but I was not near as fat as I was when I was in college. That was definitely, I was heavy. So, and I took that off, even the weight that I gained after I quit dancing, because you're dancing, you're like, it's like hit aerobics all night long, like high intensity interval training is like you work out, you go hard and heavy for a minute, and then it's 30 seconds off, and then it's hard and heavy for a minute, then it's 30 seconds off, and that's interval training, high intensity. Well, you're on a pole for 2 minutes straight, and I didn't just like stand around and sway back and forth like some of those girls do. I mean, I worked the pole. I was up and down the pole through the whole thing. So I did a workout. And so I got, really, really in shape. And then, because I did it all night long. And then I quit dancing. Clearly, I'm not getting that kind of exercise anymore. So I did put some weight on it. And Charles and those guys starved me for 6 months. So I was just like, eat, eat, eat. After you've been starved like that for 6 months, you just want to eat all the time. So I just want to eat, eat, eat. And then I also thinking maybe if I get fat enough, they won't like me anymore and they'll leave me alone. I mean, all kinds of things go through a woman's head when she's going through what I'm going through. But I still wasn't as heavy as I was in college. Mr. Perry, if you contact me, I'm going to get more intel out of that because I didn't ask you what you think. I want you to not contact me anymore. You just typed in my other phone. Okay, you shouldn't know that I'm recording a podcast right now in the privacy of my home. Much less decide that you think you want to comment on it. Don't contact me. Okay, you bother me all day. I don't want to hear from you at all. Is Ian a leak? Who the fuck is Ian? I don't know Ian. Is Beverly a leak? Is Bob a leak? What about Jim? What about Al? What did I say about you asking me about leaks? What I say? I'm asked and answered, bitch. Shove that up your ass. Okay? Shove it up your ass. Okay, so my guys get me this. But anyways, does that answer everybody's question about my weight? Okay, we keep hearing you guys, oh, that's not her. That girl, the girl that I saw was, you could fit two as Cynthia in her. I don't know what that's about. The murder you wanted to frame me for? Is that what? Jesus. Okay. So, anyway, I'm not fat. I've never been really super. I've never been like 200 pound, really, really morbidly obese fat. Never have been. The heaviest I was in college. Long time ago. And it was 145. And, okay, so this right here, the word Fabian intersects with our hope. Okay, so Fabian was my manager at Jaguars, and I had a heavy-duty crush on him. And I told my friend was like, from New York, was like, private message me Facebook. Are you dating anybody? And I was like, no, but I'm really interested in one of my managers at work. I didn't even say who it was. Next thing I know, all hell breaks loose at my work. Where Charles is not supposed to be, but is. Making a problem. Everywhere Charles goes, he makes problems. Okay, that's a big complaint we get all the time. Thank God, finally somebody's making to make him stop. Everywhere he and Davey go, cause problems. That's all they do all day long. Everything is a problem. All the time when those two come around. Finally, thank God somebody's doing something about that. So why aren't George and Keith? I'm so disappointed in George and Keith. I thought they were FBI. So did we. FBI does not behave that way. I didn't think. Do they? Are they corrupt? I don't know. Not the FBI, right? Anyways, okay, so how much are you paying them? Are you paying them, Charles, or are they just covering you up for your, looking the other way out of the goodness of their heart? They feel sorry for you for some reason, or what would be their motive? I don't know. Prove everything you say. You need to start proving it, because people are sick of the bullshit. And I think at this point, you really look like a buffoon ass if you believe Mr. Perry and just take his word for it. You need to make him prove it with authenticated evidence, not his, oh, I got a Photoshop here, see? Yeah, no, that didn't work anymore. Okay, so you got, but Fabian's real name is Todd Vickery. It's not even Fabian, but I didn't know that at the time. And me depicts Charles as he's just a butt-in, always the wannabe, never the one wanted. I don't do peeping Tom. I don't do broke. I don't do murderer. I don't do nosy body. Okay, and I already know what I did all day. I need somebody that's interesting, that smart, and can interest me and keep my attention. Because I get bored real easy. If you're not interesting, I'll get bored with you, and I'm done. I'm just done with it. Okay? I already know what I did all day. You're gonna bore me to tears if you don't have anything interesting to say at the end of the day. Okay. I mean, big O yawn. Boring. I can't do it. Okay, and I can't do stupid. I really cannot stand fucking nope. Okay, so this thing right here, Boo, it depicts the fear. Sad depicts the sadness that Mr. Perry causes everything and everyone all the time, that everybody wants gone. See, nobody likes fear and sadness. And when you go around making people feel fear and sadness, they want you gone, and that too, with you. So we get to help with information. I can get names and you can't. Okay, nobody's going to help you. They don't care if you're hurt because you came where I am and caused fear and sadness. Okay, they care that you came where I am and you caused fear and sadness for me. They're worried about me, not you. Because you keep claiming to be the victim of crime when you come where I am. Well, if that's true, go home to your family. And then you won't be the victim of crime anymore. Cry, baby. I mean, you're getting caught is all that's... We're just reacting to what you're doing. There's no crime against you. There's none. You got caught. You're a crybaby about getting caught in some sort of heinous crime that causes catastrophic, profound loss, the kind people never get over. You come where I am. Go home to your family and fuck off me. Then you won't be the victim of crime anymore, of the crime of getting caught in crime. You don't even know how to define crime properly. How are you making laws if you can't define crime properly, sir? And you can't identify your legislative duties or what state you legislate in. You're not mentally competent if you can't do that. Nor is Josh, nor is Matt. Okay, you have to be mentally competent, intellectually competent to do certain jobs. One of them is police officer. One of them is FBI agent. One of them is prosecutor. And one of them is a legislator. You work for the people, all of you. So serve the people to the very best of your ability. Okay, and if you can't, if you're incompetent or you're inept in some way, then maybe you need to try taking a class or something, or getting some therapy, or whatever your situation is. Or just go find a job that you're better suited for. Because you're not suited for cop, or prosecutor, or judge, or FBI agent, or legislator. You need to find something you can do, that you can do well. And if you can't identify your legislative duties or what state you legislate in, or stalking is a crime, not what you do to pass laws in Texas. Being in Oklahoma all the time is not what you do to pass laws in Texas. Skirt chasing, a married man skirt chasing is not what you do to pass laws in Texas. Going around telling everybody you're the victim of a political vendetta 1 minute, and the next minute, oh, she's my girlfriend and she's my wife. This is a personal matter. All married couples fight, but we're not a married couple, bitch. Delusional loony toony woony. Be embarrassed by the stuff you say, please, because everybody else is. Does Jackie know you run around telling people I'm your wife? I'm not your wife. I didn't agree to that. I didn't even agree to a date, much less that. We've not been in the same room since 2013. You know, prove the stuff you say. You got to prove it. You got to prove it. That's all there is to it. Because you're getting to a point where you've lied so much and people are so sick and tired of you lying, maybe they're just not going to put up with your bullshit anymore. David, gaslighting means you're full of hot air. You're full of gas. That does not work on me. Never has, never will. You ought to know that by now. You haven't figured that out by now? In 15 years, you can't figure that out? I don't even have words for that. I really don't. Okay, so when I say I don't go out with a man who's a peeping Tom, and if there was nothing else, that's enough. What part of that was unclear to y'all, to any of you, Mr. Perry, in your team of Strange-O? Okay, no means no. Okay, if somebody has some class and some dignity, and they're a gentleman, and I tell them, no, I'm not interested in you, and they leave me alone, and I kind of maybe watch them from afar and start deciding maybe I do like him, because he's got some class and some dignity and respect in my wishes. and I'm watching him treat other people right, then I might go back and say, hey, maybe I'm interested. Maybe I was wrong. Do you think you'd be willing to have that conversation again? But Mr. Perry is like, I made you broke. Why don't you like me? I tried to kill your son. Why don't you like me? I'm gonna murder you. I'm gonna have you arrested. Call me. Why don't you like me? I took your car. Why don't you like me? I made you lose your house. Why don't you like me? Wow. What is there to like? What is there to like? And who the fuck says stuff like that? Who the fuck says stuff like that? Okay, so back to the puzzle. Okay, so this is pretty specific to me. The word boo is a private joke between me and one of the officers that's helping me. I've known him since, early adulthood, about 20, my early 20s. So, and this right here is my uncle's name, Corky. And, see, my uncle's real name is Clarence. So if you do math probability, and let's say you had the name Charles, or you had the name Clarence, or you had the name Todd, maybe, for these names to be here and I didn't know Fabian's name was Todd at the time when I got this puzzle. I found that out later. Okay, so for me to get these names and these words arranged just like this has to be specific to me. The guys gave that to me right up under your nose in jail. If they can get to me in jail, they can get to me anywhere. Nothing goes like you think it will. It never has, it never will. Nothing. How many days do you want to repeat yourself so now we all have to drop everything we're doing in our very normal day, trying to do normal things and have a normal good day and deal with your repeating and repeat. Now we got to repeat because they did. Now we got to say the same thing because they did. They're going to give us another I told you so. Well, I did say. Well, I told you so. And then things aren't going to go like they planned, and they're going to run around going, how'd she know to do that? Or not to do that? Or how'd she know we said that? Or how'd she know to repeat herself on that particular subject at that particular moment? Because you're under police investigation. The guys that got this puzzle to me are investigating you. They're going to put you in jail. They're going to put you in jail. Every contact, every problem, every loss gets us really, 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 really busy. That should deter your crime, dum-dum. So why doesn't it? It would anybody else. Any intelligent person. You learn from history. You learn from your mistakes. And if you're really smart, you learn from other people's mistakes. So if you do something to me and you get caught, is that success or is that a mistake? Is that a success or a fail? You're going to repeat that. You've repeated that every day for 15 years. All day long. Every day. Over and over and over. I told you to give back what you took and get the fuck out of my life, or it will be done for you. Just like that. That's just what we're doing. It's not up to you. We didn't ask what you thought about it. It's not up for discussion or debate. It's not up for negotiation. You're giving it back and you're going to get the fuck out, or it will be done for you. And if we have to do it for you, it's going to cost you double because there'll be court processes involved and all that. So, I'm just telling you that's the way it's going to be. And with that effort, we get the help, and you do not get help obstructing. You don't have a name, I do. And that's what's real. If you continue to go around telling people we're a couple, it's going to cost you something, and it'll cost you big. We are not a couple. You're a job for me, and that's it. If you continue to invade my privacy against my will, if you continue to walk in my house and poison my food and tear up my property, if you continue to keep me from my son and terrorize him and psychologically abuse him and torment and torture him, I will completely obliterate you and ruin the fuck out of you. And that's just what we're doing. It's not up for debate. And he has to spend yet another birthday by himself in a hospital. And so it will cost you. When you take from us, it's going to cost you something. When you cause a problem for us, it's going to cost you something. It always has, it always will. And the one part of my life you can't get to ruin is ruining you. You're going to give back what you took, and you're going to fix the problems you caused, and you're going to get the fuck out of our lives today. Or it'll be done for you. Just like that. That's what we're doing. Okay, no one, Mr. Perry, when you ruin somebody's life, and then you try again to ruin them, and you try to murder them, and you try to ruin, and you have to go where they are to do it, traveling far, 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 far away from where you live, and you're doing things all day in a place where you shouldn't be doing things you shouldn't be doing, instead of where you should be doing things you should be doing. You don't get to cry when you get caught. You're not hurt. You're just caught. And the more you play the victim, the busier we get with intel. Because you're rubbing people the wrong way doing that shit. It's bad enough that you caused an injury on purpose. You planned it. And you traveled far from where you live to cause the injury. And you talked about it and talked about it and talked about it. And gave specific details. And we already have it. And we already know. And who else has it? I'm not the only one that has it. A lot of people have it. Okay, so you're not the injured party here, sir. I get that you're living a make-believe world, and you think peeping is a date, and you think I don't know what you have used to imagine. I mean, I just gave you. Here's why he thinks it's a. There's some secret hint. Here's what I do that makes him in the privacy of my house. He thinks that's a secret hint, and it's not. Okay, but what made you say I think there's a political vendetta against me? Okay, where did you come up with that? Out of your butt? Out of your ass? I mean, who the fuck does stuff like that? Just says shit. And never worries that maybe down the road that could come back to bite me, that I just said shit. And there was nothing to it. No truth to it. It's just gas. It's hot air. It's just a bunch of hot air. Charles, daydreams all the time. I mean, it didn't occur to you that could happen? You guys never think, criminals always think about just only right now today. And never think about what's going to happen with this 5 years from now, or 10 years from now, or 1 year from now. Criminals never think about anything but right now. No impulse control, right? I don't know. I don't care. I really fucking don't care. I want you to get off my back and get out of my life is all I care about. Okay, so, I mean, the guys handle the other victims. And the more you do to me, the more you get caught. And there's a reason for that. I'm a team member. Okay, so I'm not a victim. You're a job. And you know that. We've already told you that. And if you can read the blog and I have, my job is to confirm intel. My job is to get intel. And my job is to put something on blog if they want me to put it on the blog. Maybe sometimes it was somebody else to put something on the blog. If I'm supposed to put something on the blog, I put it on the blog. My boss right now wants me with my son and preparing for the next thing. And every day that you interfere with what he wants me doing, you're going to piss him off. And you sure as shit won't get a phone call from him if you're pissing him off. He's outraged at what you've done to my son. And throwing that contract up in his face. Shove it up your ass. Shove your contract up your ass. Okay, you know it's not valid. The prosecutor knows it's not valid. Mr. Perry, if you contact me, I'm going to get more intel out of that. Is that what you want? Because that's all you got. Okay, I don't ask you what you think. I told you I don't want to hear. I don't want to help you, and I don't care what you think. Didn't ask. Nobody asked you. You were not asked. Get out of my phone. All my phones, get out. Get out of my life. Get out of my privacy. And don't contact me again. I don't want to hear it. I moved twice not to have to hear what you think. Okay? And I don't want to help you. And at this point, you should know that. I've repeated it enough for you. Okay? That's enough. Don't make me repeat myself again. If we go silent, I have other stuff to do. He wants me with my son. I'm prepping for the next thing. So I'm prepping for the next thing. And if I'm not with my son. So I don't have time to keep repeating the same thing for you. Okay, if you have some sort of problem and you need to go see a doctor so that you can get some help with your memory problems, don't bother me with that. That's not my problem. Get it out of my face. Okay, you have a wife and 2 children and a lawyer. This is their problem, your memory thing, where people have to say the same thing over and over for you. Very busy. I got other things to do. I did not have time to drop everything I'm doing to say the same thing that I've already said 800 times once again, because delusional Charles can't remember. We've already got that. We've already said it. We already know. It's already on the blog about 100 times. I mean, who the fuck makes people deal with that? Who the fuck makes other people deal with stuff like that? I mean, it's bad enough you have no class. It's bad enough you have no dignity, self-respect, or professionalism. Now we got to deal with that too. You're making us deal with that too. Really? I don't even know what to say. Mr. Perry, every contact gets me more. Make sure that's what you want. See, you contact me, you cause a problem for me, you cause a loss for me, that happens. That's all that's happened. It's to deter your crime, dum-dum. You're so stupid. I can't do it. I can't do stupid. I can't handle it. You know what he does? He does it more. I'm not shitting you. If even, no matter the consequence, no matter how bad, no matter to his own detriment, no matter the consequence to him, the cost to him, he'll do it more. Like, what are you trying to prove? That you really, really are really, really, really stupid? I mean, what are you getting out of that? How much money, of other people's money, are they paying so you can sit around and do that all day? Yeah. I don't know. This is how the rest of the world sees you guys.
If she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then you don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear.
Oh, that's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. And you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape.
Okay, how many people you think call my boss and go, I'm so glad Cynthia's okay? So glad she's okay. You know everything you tell us. Because that's the normal reaction. That's how normal people react. And you people are not normal. You're far, 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 far outside social norms. But watch the news. See, there's a thing with autistic kids that you can do, depending on how bad the autism is, that they have a hard time reading people's moods or people's facial expressions or responses to them. So you can set them down in front of a TV and teach them, okay, this is what someone looks like when they're sad, and this is what someone looks like when they're mad. Okay, those are negative responses. That means you said something they don't like. So you can teach them that. It's something that we're all born with. We kind of have that instinct where if somebody makes a face, you can tell they didn't like what you just said. Or they laugh, then they did. Okay, well, for an autistic person, they don't know that. And they have to be taught that. And it's, so when they respond back to you, you're getting a practiced response normally. And you're not getting just their normal emotions. They're not reacting out of emotion. They're acting out kind of like a robot because it was taught to them. They don't know how to read emotions. They don't have them. It's, autistic kids are most of them are very intelligent. Like Rain Man. You saw Rain Man. Okay, so when you guys get a response, that means we don't like what you're doing. You're far outside social norms. You can see on the news people don't like human suffering. They don't like it. They're going to want your ass shut down quick. Look at how people responded to Jeff Epstein. Look at how people responded to Anthony Weiner. Look at how people responded to Harvey, what's his name? Weinstein, Roger Ailes, Jeff Epstein. Got a lot too many Steens in there. Men who could not behave themselves professionally or with dignity. And they went weird. And they made it weird. Okay, you're no different. Okay, it's not a difference because it's you. It's almost worse. Because these men you can't learn from learn from other people's mistakes. Be a professional, get some class, get some dignity. And you don't know. Listen, somebody was talking about Mr. Perry making me broke. The guy's like, you can tell by her what she says. She's very intelligent. She can make money. There's no excuse for her not to have money. I think he's full of shit. I'm kind of tired of him bad-mouthing her about this thing where she is always broke. I think he's full of shit. I think he's making her broke. I think he's trying to traffic her. And you don't know how you can't get a job unless you come be our slave. Yep, nope, not gonna happen. I mean, I went without food for 6 months. 6 months. Because you tried that once before. I sat in a jail cell for 2 months. Because you tried that once before. I didn't have cigarettes in jail. Gordy. I mean, aren't you the one that runs around? Make sure she don't have no more cigarettes, no more money. Make sure you... Did it work the first time you tried it? What makes you think it worked the second time? How much intel did we get during that time period? I mean, when I was in jail, we didn't tell you. Okay, sometimes we go silent. We just don't tell you what we have. Is that better? It's better for us. Is it better for you? I don't know. But people are glad when I'm okay. That's normal. That's what normal people do. And if you can't watch the news and tell what normal people do, maybe you're autistic. I don't know.
Culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting, dude.
You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you
Is
feel?
that the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
Scratches?
pictures? You want?
I got
I
scratches.
can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Okay, so she's trying to tell the guy, do you like having a camera stuck in your face? You want me to go get all the stalker pictures I have of you? No, oh my god, you missed the point. Gilbert, I didn't know who the fuck you are. As far as I know, I've never met you. So why are you always where I am trying to take pictures of me? We keep hearing them talk. Gilbert can't get a good shot. Gilbert's trying to get a picture of her and he can't get a good shot. Gilbert's trying to get Oh my god. Who the fuck is Gilbert? Listen, I don't know Gilbert, so I don't call him up and say, hey Gilbert, I think I'm going to go to the grocery now. Would you like to come and take pictures of me and stick your camera in my face? How about we stick a camera in your face, Gilbert, and see if you think it's funny? Charles, when you contact, Charles just typed in my phone, it's Gilbert a leak. Ask Gilbert. I've already asked and answered this question. I'm not going to do it again.
Hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're
I don't
gonna
give a
get
fuck. You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can bring
find
the
that
whole
a
fucking
threat?
army. I don't give a fuck.
Stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved.
Just
No woman should have to move to get away from unwanted male attention. And a man they don't like forcing themselves on them. And I moved twice. So Charles has to plan some crime against me, come where I am. Way far away from where he lives and should be doing normal things normal people do. He's where I am doing things he should not be doing, and he gets caught and then cries like he's the victim. I'm hurt. No one cares. No one asked you. Go home to your family so nobody will hurt you. When you're safe at home with your family, your wife, Jacqueline, and your kids, Matthew and Jordan, remember them? Go see your constituents and get out of my face. And then you won't be hurt anymore. If you keep getting hurt when you come where I am, don't come where I am. Okay? We don't want you where I am. That's why I moved. No woman should have to say it twice, leave me alone. No woman should have to move. Once or twice. Twice I had to move. Did a good away from Charles Perry's unwanted attention and unsolicited contact. Is Gilbert a leak? Is Beverly a leak? Is Ann a leak? I don't know any of those people, and I've already answered that question repeatedly every day for years. Fuck you.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you guys. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please,
what
God
happened?
bless you, but
What
please leave me
happened?
alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
Am I with my son right now, Mr. Perry? Do I have my money back to see? Why do you think I would answer your questions or help you? Yeah. I don't want to help you. I don't want to help you. And I'm not told how information is obtained. You know as much as I do. And yet you keep asking me, is Beverly a leak? Is Ann a leak? Is Bob a leak? Is Al a leak? Is Sam a leak? So why do you keep asking me the same questions I've already answered? Am I broke? Am I with my son? Are you still invading my privacy? No one's going to help you till you stop doing that. So fuck you. Asked and answered. Write it down or something.
Minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh my God.
See, this is how people end up on Lifetime. This is how people get hurt and stabbed, and then you want to say that the woman is crazy because she was the one walking down the street in whatever clothes that she was wearing. If a woman tells you to leave her alone, and they're constantly walking away from you, that is your cue to back the hell up, turn around, and talk it up. She does not want to deal with you. And no, she does not have to give you an explanation, and no, she does not even have to give you 5 seconds of anybody's damn time because you cannot control your primal feelings from your testosterone running through your veins to just see something pretty that you think you're supposed to have. Leave her alone.
Okay, so as you can tell, Josh, these people and Matt and Richard and TPD, okay, as you can tell, these individuals are not likely attorneys. They're not likely in law enforcement. They're not likely prosecutors, Steve, or FBI agents, George and Keith, and yet they can identify criminal conduct that is offensive to everybody else but you. And not what you do to pass laws in Texas or Oklahoma. Is it? Okay, stalking is a crime in all 50 states, so when everybody says, gosh, finally somebody's doing something about this, that doesn't even include the human trafficking, does it? Or the sexual exploitation. Okay, when you had my son sign a contract and when he was a teenager, you had no fucking right to get my kid away from me. I was the custodial parent. Parental consent was not there. In fact, she told everybody to lie to me about it. He was not of the age to where he could decide whether or not this was a good idea or not. You convinced him that it was, but you are full of hot air and you're a criminal. And stalking is a crime in all 50 states. Why didn't you give me a copy of his contract and let me tell you what I think about it? Okay, David, next time you want to shove that in his face and beat him up and withhold medical care or put diazepam and everything so he's too weak to walk or whatever, why don't you come see me with that contract instead of shoving it in his face? Okay, one more time talk to him about it. I dare you. One more time do it. David, one more time. Who's Gabaldon? Who's Gonzalez? Who's Oscar Flores? Who's Miguel? Who's Wade? That's because David harasses my kid all the time. We got those names. We got those names from David harassing my child and keeping me from taking care of him and interfering with his medical care. Okay? You pay. You're going to pay one way or the other. We decide, not you.